Welcome to Formula World. I'm your host Dylan Shelley, and here's what's on this episode. First up on Formula World, are Ferrari still credible competitors? Despite a less than ideal start for the Scuderia, Ferrari CEO Louis Camilleri has come out with confidence stating he still believes his team can triumph. We have all the necessary elements and resources to be a credible competitor to win the championship. We have two great drivers and a great team principal. We are a united, determined, talented and serene team which will give the maximum to finally achieve our ambitions. Mercedes, skeptical of own performance. Mercedes have been dominant in their results thus far in 2019 and it has led many to speculate that we are witnessing a Mercedes whitewash this year. However, Mercedes boss Toto Wolff believes his team has been flattered by the results thus far and says he's skeptical of his own team's performance. Nobody would have predicted 4 consecutive Mercedes 1-2s after winter testing. But here we are, having scored 173 points in the first 4 races, a remarkable result which is first and foremost a testament of the amazing work of every single member of the team. The results seem to paint a relatively clear picture, but the truth is that they're too flattering. The performance has fluctuated in the first 4 races, so there is no complacency about our situation because we know that it's not truly representative of the balance of power this season so far. Despite the good start to the season, we remain quite skeptical of our own performance. We anticipate a tough and competitive weekend. Everything is still very much up for grabs this season, and we will be keeping our foot firmly on the floor. Bottas, I wouldn't choose any other teammate. After Valtteri Bottas' first 2 years with Mercedes, it has almost seemed as though he had begun to accept his role as the team's number 2 driver. But this year he has very much brought the challenge to Lewis Hamilton and says he would rather have no other teammate. Lewis has been world champion many times, so being his teammate is great, as a good reference and benchmark. On the other hand, of course, you're always competing against your teammate. You're always being compared to your own teammate, so for sure it's not easy to be his teammate. It's always difficult to be ahead of him, but I know it's possible and it has been closer and closer as we work together in the team. I see it as a great opportunity and I wouldn't choose any other teammate, even if they would be easier for me. Max has been flawless. Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko has come out with yet more praise for his driver Max Verstappen and believes he is the only driver on the grid to have had a perfect season thus far. Hamilton, Bottas, Vettel and Leclerc have had ups and downs. Only Max was flawless and always got the maximum out of the car, sometimes even more. He is absolutely ready for the title. In Barcelona, we now have to prove that we are too. Fast feed. Silverstone will undergo a £5 million resurfacing ahead of the British Grand Prix. Alfa Romeo driver Antonio Giovinazzi says without any setbacks he's sure he can go for points in Spain. McLaren driver Carlos Sainz says that keeping the Spanish Grand Prix on the F1 calendar is a must. Williams driver George Russell says of his team's updates, we hope there will be positive steps to try and turn our season around. McLaren driver Lando Norris said Spain will be a good indication of the car's performance and the areas we need to improve. And Red Bull driver Pierre Gasly believes him and his team are going in the right direction. Formula World fans react, should Friday practice be scrapped? That's what I asked on the previous episode and the results are in. And it is one of the more closely contested polls we've had in some time, with 55% of you voting that Friday practice should be scrapped, with 45% of you saying it should not be scrapped. I would highly recommend checking out the comments of the previous video to look at both sides of the argument, as there were some good points made on both sides. Has Verstappen been flawless? Be sure to vote in the poll and let me know what you think in the comments. And a special thanks to Blaze Hope for becoming a member and helping support the show. And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my other videos for all the latest in the world of Formula 1.